What up? What up? What up? Welcome to another show of Red Cup Rants. You know it's my birthday, so you know I'm finna act a plum fool. It's
Yeah, it is.
it's your girl Adana or LD, and I'm with my favorite husband Boom and my BFF Dre. What's up, guys?
What do you
What's
mean your
good?
favorite? If there's more than one?
Yes,
This is
yes.
awkward.
Yadier Molina is my other one in my head.
Oh,
At least I'm honest.
yo, it's crazy, bro.
How you doing, Dre? Since he over here, you know.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I had a good weekend. I went to California, saw some folks, kind of hung out a little bit. So I'm doing pretty good right now.
That's all that matters.
Yes. No, no bald head whole shit though.
Oh, boo.
Nah, it wasn't that. It wasn't that type of party. You know how it go.
I know it
Maybe one,
wasn't.
maybe one day, but it was, it wasn't that time. So
And boom, how was your day?
Good. Looks like we got a caller.
That is Paul, probably. Paul, is that
Hello.
you?
Yes, it's me.
It's Paul. Paul, we just started the show. We on some CP time today. Excuse. We just started the show. So we have not talked about basketball yet. We are actually going to start off the show with some NFL. And
Yes.
then gonna talk about some basketball because yeah, we gotta eat. Me and Dre gotta eat a crow. We got a long conversation with you. Um,
We could keep the conversation about basketball short. We already know what the conversation is going to be about. I mean, so we can talk NFL. I'm a former Giants fan, so I'm looking for a new home.
yeah, we it's about to
yeah,
be.
Before
I, I,
I do the
I
Browns last year, but that didn't work. So I need to. I'm a bandwagon NFL fan, so I need to find a new team.
Well, Dre's the Falcons fans, and me and my husband are Cowboys fans. It's a long, sad road for all three of us. Just to be honest, this just gonna throw it out there.
nobody's worse than mine. Mine is the worst.
I'm not a fan of what's his name, Matt Ryan. I do like Dak Prescott, and I do like Ezekiel
Zeke,
Elliott, but I can't root for
hmm
the Cowboys. You know,
Amari,
it, I just can't. I can't root for the Cowboys, even if I like a lot of their players.
I understand. It's a New York thing.
I like Ridley. I like the weapons you have. You have just don't like the quarterback. He's great. So I'm kind of I like the coaching.
Hey, turn down your background noise.
Please. Yeah, I was like, what is that?
He's trying to listen to himself.
You gotta wait till after the show to do that. You gotta wait till after the show to do that one. I'm pretty sure he wants to hear. I'm pretty sure he wants to hear himself say, He told us,
He
I
told
told
us
you
so.
so. He told
Yeah.
us so. So yeah. So I'm not even. I'm not. I don't blame him on that one.
So we're gonna talk about this first real quick. And I'm just curious on how everybody feels. Fournette signed with Tampa Bay.
Uh, it seems like Tampa Bay trying to get everybody, huh?
Mm,
I mean, who else? Who's next? I heard they was trying to get Clowney too, but he kind of slipped through the cracks and went to Tennessee. But I guess Tampa's in win. They're in win now mode. They trying to win now. Get whatever. Try to squeeze one last Super Bowl out of old Tom Terrific. I guess.
you know, Fournette made the fifth running back on that team before the cuts.
Where Jacksonville? Well, Jacksonville's it's a dumpster fire anyway. So they trade. Everybody's gone. So I I don't know why Tampa's getting all them weapons just to go 6-10. But that's just me though. I guess
Oh,
I'm just speaking from a biased point of view.
yeah. Five running backs though. Five. Five running backs. And they're saying that their main guy is going to be Ronald Jones.
Which is why I said, I mean, unless it's like for death or if it's for like practice squad, I don't see him playing a whole lot unless an injury happens. So, and maybe this is good for him because his ankles don't hold up. So,
He's
I mean,
chicken.
what can you say?
Thank you, Sam, and thank you, Charlie. I saw happy birthday comments.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
we know it's your birthday today.
It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Yes.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. See, they just keep coming.
Yeah, I guess.
My birthday is actually 2 days, the 10th.
Well,
See, happy early birthday.
if the Heat win tonight, they'll give you an early birthday gift if they win
Yes.
tonight.
I'm not a Heat fan. I'm a Knicks fan. I just
He's a he's
Jimmy Butler.
yeah, he's a
He
big
like
Jimmy Butler fan.
I like Jimmy Butler too, and like I said, he's proving me wrong right now, so I can't even get mad at him right now. I mean, he's proving me wrong. I
Let's go
still
ahead.
say he's not a superstar yet, but he's well
We're
on
gonna
his
talk
way.
about that. We're gonna talk about that later. We're gonna talk
Okay.
about some NFL news. My husband's gonna talk about some NFL news. Hit us with those topics, boom.
Well, first of all, we got scary news. Von Miller to undergo MRI after suffering ankle injury at the end of practice. And it's something that you don't want to hear a player getting hurt, especially a player like him, like that caliber. That's a big hit to that defensive front for the Broncos.
Yeah, it is. It is because, like I said, he's their premier pass rusher. And,
Yep.
losing him. I hate to say it, but I remember one of the guys. I think it was one of the running backs from Georgia had that same type of injury. And when they say non-contact, that pretty much means it's either
Something.
ACL. It's not ACL, Achilles. It's probably Achilles, like what Kevin Durant had. But I hope for the best, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a Achilles at least.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
not good.
Yeah. And they said it was a non-freak accident. Yeah, that's not good.
So we just have to see what the MRI results show to see what the extent of the injury is. I hope they just say high ankle sprain, be out a few weeks, come back strong. Next, we got DeAndre Hopkins signs $54.5 million extension with the Cardinals through 2024. That should give the young quarterback some confidence right there.
Okay, nope.
I still don't understand why Bill O'Brien traded him for a Super Nintendo and a half pack of Now&Laters. I will never understand that. And then the crazy thing about it is they just gave Deshaun Watson $160 million extension, but nobody to throw the ball to. I don't get it. So
I think
I mean,
I think they're putting all their marbles into Deshaun and not worried about anyone else. At least for
yeah.
this. At least for
Well,
this.
well, hopefully one of the receivers step up for him because that's the only person he really threw to was Hopkins. So I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's kind of like what Green Bay expected Aaron Rodgers. They got Aaron Rodgers on the Packers. They don't need to sign nobody else. They better put some talent around that guy. Oh, he ain't gonna last longer. That he ain't gonna be lasting long. That stitching ain't gonna last long because he gonna be broken up.
Yeah.
So
Who's in right now they're talking to? Is it Devontae Framer or not Devontae Framer, but their their wide receiver or the running back? Who are they talking to? Did you see? Boom.
Ooh,
For Green Bay, they're thinking about contract extensions.
Aaron Jones.
Aaron
Aaron
Jones.
Jones, it was their running back. Okay, thank you.
So
Next on the news with the NFL, Kareem Hunt gets a 2-year, $13.25 million extension from the Browns. I like that signing. I think that signing could have been longer, but they do have that young running back there as well.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb.
So that's a deadly combination right there. As long as their offensive line can stay right and block, that's a deadly combination between Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt running between those gaps.
Yeah, I think Cleveland has the most potential to make some noise. It just all depends on what Baker Mayfield does. Right now, he's kind of underachieving. So if he can get better, then that's how far Cleveland will go because they have the talent to be good. They just got to put it all together.
Um, this one is more of a shock and I think more of a sympathetic move. Colin Kaepernick returns to Madden for the first time since 2016.
I guess they're just trying to make up for the fact that Madden is trash, uh, and they're trying to get more sales because I was going to buy it, but I haven't been hearing very good reviews about it, so
I haven't heard nothing positive.
I haven't heard nothing positive about it. So I mean, people still buying it, but I think this is just a last ditch effort for EA Sports to kind of squeeze all that, a little bit more money out of it because I haven't played Madden since 2014, so it's the same game. So I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Let's see what else we got. We got with the pandemic going on, we got 8 positive tests in the latest COVID-19 testing data from NFL and the FLPA.
That's not bad at all.
it really isn't, especially with the game looming on Thursday. So
Yeah, that's not bad at all. That's not. I'll take 8 out of what it could, possibly could have been.
Right, but
right,
then you also have to remember the 8 positive cases, how many people they contacted with, and how many of they may have symptoms or may have caught the virus. So it's that number 8 can grow exponentially with all the people that they come in contact with. You got your teammates, you got the coaches, you got the reps that go there to get their reps in to call plays. I mean,
But they're getting tested. They're getting tested every morning.
I understand that, but
And I understand what you're saying, but I'm just letting people. I don't know if people know. Like they're getting tested every morning, and they're getting their like that result from like the Rams, like what we saw on Hard Knocks. They're getting their results like right there, like from this new high tech machine. So that I think is definitely helping. If I don't know if all the teams have that type of technology, if they do, then that helps out so much because they can't even go anywhere.
yep, the right then and there they're quarantined.
From what I read, it's 1 player and 7 non-player personnel.
But it's
If
still
it's 1 player, I'm curious is, do you do what the MLB have done and just postpone a game, postpone a week? Because
They
that's
haven't-
going to be hard to do when everything at the NFL is set up.
yeah, they're not clear on what they're going to do. Are they going to cancel it? Do they cancel the game from the season completely or postpone it? But the only way you can postpone it is by playing multiple games in a week. The NFLPA ain't going to let that fly.
That's not going to happen.
And you can extend the season because you got playoffs right afterwards. So you're going to be going into mid-February, March just to get to the Super Bowl.
Unless your teams just happen to have the same exact bye week, that would be the only probably possible way.
Yeah. So other than that, there's other than playing multiple games in a week, it's not going to happen. So they're going to have to either cancel it and adjust the win percentage to make it fair for all teams to make the playoffs and have it
I think
consistent.
that might even make it more interesting. If a team goes 9-6 instead of 9-7 or 10-6, because a team with a 600 winning percentage has an advantage over someone who's 9-7, 9-6-1.
That's why they need to take if they're going to take away a game from 2 teams, they need to take away a game from all teams across the board to keep it consistent. If they're gonna cancel one game, I think they should cancel all the games that day. And and unfortunately, if the teams that have already played that day, they play for nothing. So that was going back to bottom line, right? Right, Dre? To the bottom line, money, because that's what the players are playing for. They're playing for money. So if you're taking away a game or you cancel a game, how do you keep the players happy? Because now they're not getting paid because their game check just went up in smoke.
And they're not going to play for free.
Yep.
So it's a very very slippery slope, whichever way you look at it. So you have to keep it balanced, but then hazard pay or game cancellation. To the veterans and the players that make the big bang, it wouldn't. To me, I don't think it should affect them that much. They're like, okay, that's fine, but it's the younger guys who depend on that weekly game paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
That's who they're going to affect more. But of course, like we all can agree, ain't none of them gonna play for free.
Nope, none of them going to play for free.
Oh no.
That'll never happen.
Especially a player that's owed what 16, 20, 25 million dollars this year. They're not missing that one paycheck.
Right, yeah. The guys, like you said, the guys that's making the big money, they'll be all right. If they took care of their money, they should be. But the ones that's living from paycheck to paycheck, yeah,
But
they're the ones gonna struggle the most.
see, we can go back and forth all day, but this is for the NFL to figure out how they're going to handle game cancellation or whatever to keep it consistent, to keep everything interesting. And Samuel, I think you're right. The NFLPA, they're not going to go for players playing without money or even safety. So like even when they said the safety guidelines are more improved and more just, I still don't know what they are. And still, besides getting tested for COVID every day before practice and then getting the results and get acting on it more in a faster timely manner. So this is something for them to figure out and how they're going to handle it. Because right now with the MLB, when the Cardinals, when they had those games being canceled or postponed, they're doing double headers to catch up. Which with baseball you can't do that with football. You can't have a team go out there and play twice with two different teams same day. That can't happen.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but yeah, y'all about play safety though.
Hold on one second. Devontae, I am not Miss Maggie, but there is Miss Maggie. Miss Maggie's on the comments, but I am not Miss Maggie. I'm LD. Not every light skinned chick looks the same. Hey boo.
Yeah. Out of
Good.
control. Out of control.
All right, Paul, go ahead. What were you saying?
Oh, I was saying the NFL, it's a sport where consistency matters. It's hard to go. We're gonna do 3 quarters, 45 minutes. The way they're doing it with MLB with 2 doubleheaders, 7 innings each. So it's gonna be and it's a sport. It's a physical sport where 1 week is not even enough to recover from the hits that you're taking. So it's impossible for if a week is canceled for them to go, you know what, let's push it back a week. Let's do another week. Because everything is set. The NFL is one of those sports where everything is set and it's hard to make an adjustment based on what happened. They don't cancel anything unless a crazy attack or something. So if someone is positive, let's use the Giants for example. If someone is positive on the Giants, the whole team has to be quarantined because you don't know the contact they're having in practice and who he's touched on the other team when he's being tackled or tackling someone. It's just it's difficult. It's not like what they're doing in the NBA with the bubble. So this one player, they have to check to see what team he's on, who he's been touching in practice, check his family, that could just take it into the side because it's 54 other players. It's not going to work.
Yep. It is, like I said, it's a very slippery slope either way you look at it. So, in other news, more is for Ron Rivera. He began his treatment for squamous cell carcinoma. However you
Fingers
pronounce
crossed
it.
for him.
So I hope everything that he goes through is taken for the better on his body. So prayers for Ron Rivera. I just hope he doesn't win any games against us. I hope his health is 100%. And for that's pretty much it for the big news as of today.
Sam, he's from New York. That's why he used your Giants.
That's why I didn't say anything. I was just like,
That's why he used your
you know what?
Giants
I
as an
got to get.
example. And your season was already over because you're the Giants.
Well, Sam. Well, I gotta give props. Sam's like me. He's a New York fan through. He's a New York fan through and through. So I feel his pain sometimes. So it is what it is. It happens.
What's good, everybody? And thank you, Miss Maggie. I'm dying. Paul. I don't know if you play fantasy football, but I'm about to just do some real quick fantasy football picks, just of who you should play if you do fantasy football this week. It's nothing spectacular, something real quick. QBs this week, if you have them, start them. And Patrick Mahomes, of course, you're playing the Texans. Dakota Prescott, and right now his name is Dakota until we're going to do what we did last year. We're going to drop off letters. Right now, right now he's Dakota. Russell Wilson. I understand he's playing at the Falcons. Falcons. We'll talk about your defense in a minute. Yeah, that's the reason why I have him on this list because of that sigh. Lamar Jackson versus the Browns. Josh Allen versus the Jets. People need to stop sleeping on Josh Allen. Just gonna throw that out there. I have Matt Ryan on this list too, so people won't say, "Well, she ain't going," because I know there's some Falcons fans. She ain't gonna say Matt Ryan. Yes, I am gonna say Matt Ryan. Um, Matt Ryan versus the Seahawks. Deshaun Watson at the Chiefs. Go. Carson Wentz versus Washington. I don't know what's going on in Washington.
Do they have
I don't know.
a mascot yet? Or are they still called the Washington football team?
It's just Washington football team. That's what they're going to be called this year. And then I have a tie for my 10th place, which is Tom Brady and Drew Brees. This game is actually going to be versus each other, and I think it's actually going to. I don't think there's going to be no defense. I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't think neither side's going to have defense, and I think it's going to be a shootout. Um, Running backs that I would start, I would start Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Ezekiel, Saquon Barkley. So that guy Sam that's listening won't say, "Well, she didn't say a giant." Well, there we go. I said his name, Barkley. For Dalvin Cook versus Green Bay, Alvin Kamara versus the Bucks, Josh Jacobs versus the Giants because, well, the last time I saw, the Giants didn't have a defense. So, Nick Chubb at Baltimore. Jane.
Just sprinkle Petty here and there, huh? Sprinkle it here and there.
actually, that was Josh Jacobs. Jacobs plays. They're the Raiders. They're playing. James Conner is playing the Giants, and they definitely don't have a defense. Again, again. Josh Jacobs, I have him. Nick Chubb, like I said. Hilaire, which is Kansas City's. Um, shh. And that's your nephew. Um, Hilaire, which is Chiefs running back. I have him pretty high up, and then Texans. I mean Austin Eckler at Cincy. I have him doing very well this week too. Wide receivers. Sorry, Mad Mike, if you're listening, cover your ears. But that kid, Michael Thomas versus Tampa Bay, Tyreek Hill versus Texans, Julio Jones at Seattle, Devontae Adams at Mini, Chris Godwin at NO, DeAndre Hopkins at San Francisco, Mike Evans at NO, Adam Thielen versus Green Bay. He's my question mark because just how he looked the last few games at the end of the last year. Kenny Galladay versus Bear, and Juju on that beat. Juju. Every time I say Juju's name, I just want y'all to know I do that. Um, at the Giants. Tight ends Travis Kelsey, George Kittle, Zach Ertz, Andrews, Darren Waller, Tyler Hybe, Evan Ingram, if he could stay healthy, Hunter Henry, Noah Font, Rob Gronkowski. Rob Gronkowski is on this list, but I swear to God, if he looks like garbage, you will not hear his name from me. Not no mo. Just gonna throw it out there. Um, and then defenses. This has kind of hurt my defense because I had Broncos on here, and I don't know if I should have Broncos on here anymore. But my defenses that I would play this week: Bills, Eagles, Niners, Steelers, Lions, Ravens, Colts, Broncos, Patriots, Vikings, and Chiefs. If you have any fantasy football questions or need any advice, hit me up. I will look over your team. I will send you anything that you need. I will send you reviews, picks, trade, offer ideas. If you need something, hit me up, message me, and I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And I'm not going to make you log out, Sam. It's just being honest with
Sprinkling petty here and there.
of course, that's what I do cuz he sprinkled petty all through my season, all through my baseball season. Cardinals are not playing. Cardinals are not playing. Thank you, Juju. See somebody else. But guess what we're going to talk about? Guess what we're going to talk about? We're going to eat that crow.
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
We're
I
going to
like
eat that crow.
I like mine fried with a side of hot sauce.
I definitely just give me some honey mustard and some Cajun seasoning
Yeah.
on it, please.
He must have heard me talking about him on Twitter. That's why he's playing like the way he is. So
Hey, breaking news. Hold on, breaking news. Broncos, Von Miller expected to need surgery that will likely end season.
Damn.
yeah, probably Achilles.
and
The
it's and
Achilles.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is not career ending. And not trying to be, he's kind of old. He didn't have that many more years left.
It's not that old.
For
Uh,
football years,
As a defensive end, he can last
for,
as long as Robert Maxis did.
he's
oh,
30.
for,
He's 31 years old. So that's kind of
for
yeah. That's kind
football
of
years, and how many years has he been in the league? Over 10, right?
he came in what year? Yeah, he's been in about 10 plus. Yeah,
Yeah, that's football
It-
years old.
yeah.
But
So
defensive ends can play until 35, 38. Like Michael Strahan, OCU Manura. I mean, you're not going to be as quick, but it's not like you're a running back.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
see,
So
by the Michael Strahan, he played at a high level throughout his career. I don't think he had a down. I don't think he had a down year. He was
I don't
always.
even.
it's not better.
well,
I don't.
I look at it like I think the reason why Von Miller's he was I think he's been the Broncos' only pass rush like consistently over the years. That takes a toll on your body. So I mean,
Where Demarcus Murray was there.
oh he had DeMarcus Ware there, but after that, but besides that year, them couple years, he's been like the only consistent pass rush. I mean, they drafted Shane Ray, he didn't really pan out. They drafted a couple other guys. I think what's the guy's name? He came out of Michigan. I don't know what his name is. I mean, he's been the only consistent pass rush. So I mean, and the thing with Strahan is the reason why is because the Giants were smart. As he started to get older, they started rotating. I mean, they had who they had? They had Tuck, Justin Tuck. They had it was Strahan. Help me out, Sam. I know you know about their front four. They kept
Yeah,
rotating them in, so
he,
that's what
and
kept Strahan fresh.
and then he said he never had an injury like that either. So that makes a big difference.
Did they have UCU Humanura? as well.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, they had OC too. Yeah, so and then it's like it's uh it's unfortunate that it happened, but now he's look where he's at. He's in Tampa. That guy. So I mean,
Yeah, that,
it's unfortunate for him, but I mean, this sucks for their defense,
yeah,
especially when you playing in the same division as Patrick Mahomes.
that dude.
100% agree. That defense
Yeah,
was already struggling to begin with before picking it around after Locke was the quarterback. So without him, what pressure do you have? Sub was inconsistent last year, and it's just gonna be different. You know, a lot of pressure on the run game, and they're not gonna get a lot of pressure on the opposing quarterback now.
yeah, and Sam just named most of the guys, so I think that's what helped Strahan late in his career because you had all those guys that they could rotate in, and they was just as effective rushing the passer. So,
Yeah,
but
OC Tuck and John Pierre Paul or Three Fingers.
yeah, that's why I said JPP for each finger.
Oh,
And then they had Matthews, and then they had. So I mean, with Von Miller going down and the Broncos, I mean, I expect the Broncos to even compete in the playoffs or even be in the picture. But just losing Von Miller and you got to play Patrick Mahomes twice a year. Good luck to them and that defense.
I do like their quarterback though. I do like Drew Lock, and their offensive weapons are with Sutton, and I know they lost Sanders. They traded him last year, but I do like the weapons that they have on offense. So maybe it just means running the ball more to protect your defense. You know, when you lose a pass rusher of that ability, when you lose a defensive piece like that, all it means is on offense you just run the ball more. You know, you can be like the Seattle
you,
Seahawks.
you know what that sounds like? That's like a game plan for the Cowboys going week in, week out, but they go away from it and start passing the damn ball.
I'm just happy. I'm just happy you say you like Drew Lock because he's a Mizzou. I'm a Mizzou boy, so I'm like the happiest. And Dre's over here rolling his eyes. Whatever.
That's all right. We'll see y'all. We'll see y'all this season in the college football. We'll see y'all real soon.
I
So
don't even know who my quarterback is. That's what's so sad. What's going on right now? But I'll be there talking crap.
yeah, I guess. And then yeah, Bradley Chubb, who was supposed to be another great pass rusher, he can't stay healthy. Uh, K Styles Kevin just pointed it out. So I
Hey,
mean, eh,
before you started eating the crows, I just make a sign. Me and the wife right here, we're gonna be doing a show tomorrow night, Cowboys and Chain Reaction, because we both got things to say to get off our chest. So we're gonna make y'all wait and have y'all tune in tomorrow for that. So that's NFL right there. So go ahead, eat y'all's crow. Well, I guess I need to eat that crow too, because I said he wasn't a super. Jimmy Butler wasn't a superstar,
he's proving me wrong.
Mm.
but he's sure is play like one.
And they about 6 minutes away from putting the Bucks out of their misery. So I could admit when I'm wrong sometimes. I said Jimmy Butler wasn't going to be a superstar, and I still think he's not, but he's well on his way.
Yeah, but yeah, he's playing like
He's well on his way.
he's playing like one.
The
Definitely is.
NFL start calling him one. So I mean, it's one. He doesn't have the God given talent to be a superstar, but he works his butt off, and he's a leader. That's what superstar, and he elevates his team. If we look at the definition of a superstar, what is it that Jimmy Butler doesn't provide to a team that a superstar like LeBron doesn't provide to the Lakers? You know, he doesn't have the talent of LeBron. He doesn't have the offensive skill set of James Harden. He's not as great defensively as Kawhi Leonard. But then if you look at the pure definition of a superstar, what is it that he doesn't bring that you can say he's not a superstar?
See,
I mean,
I think what really helping him, he's the only one that has that, I guess, skill to go both offense and defense. Because in his other roles, I don't think he was doing both offense and defense. He was just strictly defense.
right.
So that's why me and Dre were saying he's not a superstar. He's not. He can't do what Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, all them, A-listers can't do. But in these playoffs, this right here, 2020, Miami Heat going basically 8-1. he has shown that he can do both. He has played offense where he has put up 40 points. He's played defense to lock down at the end of the game and secure the win. So that's where the disconnect is between you and I, saying he's not a superstar player.
Yeah,
But we have to remember that superstar isn't just scoring points.
So you didn't hear me. I said the other players that can do both, score and play defense. I said and play defense. I said both.
It took a while for his offense to catch up. So
right now, that's what we're admitting right now. With the Miami Heat going 8-1, Jimmy Butler has shown that he can do both, and have a lockdown defense towards the end of the game to secure that win for his team. So, right now, so far in this 2020 playoff, he has shown that he can do both. Because when he was with Philly, it was always we were always seeing him and Joel Embiid go at it with each other because they weren't on the same page. Mm-hmm. Right now, with this team in Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler, it looks like they are mentally on the same page. They know what they're supposed to do. So that's where this team, this chemistry that they have going on right now is very good. It's clicking on all cylinders. So that's what I see compared to what I've seen him with other teams in the past.
I think one of the things we have to realize is that with Philadelphia, right? Joel Embiid is not. He's a borderline. He's a cusp of being a superstar. But one thing he lacks is the maturity, accountability, and carrying his team in the fourth quarter, which is what we saw Jimmy Butler give to them last year. And you see this year that he was sorely missed because the lack of execution, Joel Embiid not being mature enough to carry that team after Simmons went down. That's why he kept crying, why didn't we get rid of Jimmy Butler all year? Because he needed a superstar like that to hold him accountable. Look at the way let me tell you what he does with the Heat now. Every time Bam Adebayo doesn't take a three-point shot, he has to pay a $500 fine. He told him that in the beginning of the year. So every game except for one, he has to pay $500 if he hit 1-3 against the Bucks, I think, during the restart. So he's the type of guy, he's the type of leader that goes, you know what, I want you to do this, I want you to do that, because I know you can do it. And if you don't, this is how we're going to hold you accountable. And that's why the two bumps in Minnesota didn't like him, because one, they were paid before they even did anything, and two, Jimmy Butler was asking a lot from them. He was asking Wiggins to be a better defensively, and the same he was asking for from Towns. So those two didn't like that, so they just shunned him. So we can't act like it's his fault that
that's one thing we're not saying, that on previous teams that it was all his fault, Jimmy Butler's fault. It's not. You also have to look at the team around you, right? The each of the players individually with their teammates have to have chemistry. So if the chemistry is not there, or you already decided, hey, I'm not gonna be nice to this dude, or I'm not gonna get along with him, you already made up your mind. I mean, but there's the end of that the teammate. So they wanted him out. That goes with everyone or any team. LeBron went to Miami to create a super team with Dwayne Wade to win 5, 6, 7, 8 championships, but they only won what? 3?
Two.
So,
I think they won 2.
Yeah, they won 2 with the type of talent that was on that team in Miami, with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and the other guys around him. They only won 2. So the
that was a top heavy team though. They really have the depth of the Miami team now.
That Miami Heat team had depth.
Starting 5, you can't name me 2 players on the bench from any of those 4 years.
But they had Ray Allen. They had the big man in Chambers, or not? He's not a big man, but he had but I just named you 2 more. But anyways, they had depth on that team. They got to the finals. They kept getting to the finals, but they weren't always winning. like I said, out of the years that he was there, they only won 2 championships. Why?
To go to the finals 4 years in a row is pretty difficult in any conference.
Okay, but
it's only been done by the Cavs and the Heat and then the Bulls. So it's not like it's an easy feat. Then we got to remember Dwayne Wade in his last year was not the same player. He was playing hurt, and you saw in the finals he was a shell of himself. And I think LeBron saw that and said, "I'm not sure I can do this again." So he went back to Cleveland. But that Heat team, and then you saw what happened. And when you take LeBron out, they had the same team, except they replaced LeBron with Luol Deng, and they only made the playoffs one time in 5 years since.
yeah, but again, it depends on the talent and the chemistry with the teammates, right? Because right. So and that's all I'm saying. With him on the other previous teams in his career, if his teammates were not gelling with him from the get-go, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying. I'm not taking it any further than that. That's all I was saying. So with Jimmy Butler, he's a good player because it's not superstar status to me. That to you, but I'm telling you, from what I've seen from him in 2020 playoffs, he's been great. I'm telling you right now, he's playing like a superstar. So I'm agree with you what you said, because I know when you had said it, we all said no. We all disagree with you. But right now we're telling you, hey, you were right, we were wrong, and that's that. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
I mean, I do project a lot. So like when I see a trend, like you see something, you can tell when someone is on the cusp of like greatness in any sport. You know, you can see it from like year one to a progression. You know, so like I can see a player and see that he's improving. Like I knew Kawhi was this good in 2014, 2015. You know, because I was like, there's no one like him. His defensive intensity, his efficiency offensively. I think he was second in the MVP voting in the year that Curry won it. So you can tell. I knew back then that this guy is going to be like, I call him Jordan 2.0, because I've never seen a guy that amazing on defense. You saw what he did yesterday. He blocked a dunk attempt with his middle finger, and then not efficient offensively.
No, that was Kawhi Leonard.
When I saw Kawhi Leonard or Jordan 2.0, people go, "Man, you're crazy." But then look at the stuff he's doing. You know, like the dude is absolutely efficient. He's just, to me, I call him Jordan 2.0, and people call me crazy. But if he does win another ring, I think he will. Not this year, because I want LeBron to win one. I think he's going to win one in year 2 or year 3. People are going to go, you know what? Maybe this guy Paul was right again.
Yeah, if he's there for longer than 1 year, I mean, what's his contract for Clippers?
It's for 4 years. And
4 years?
It's 4 years, and I'm gonna try to unpack a couple of things. First off, I'm a Joel Embiid fan, and the fact that the Sixers have a way deeper problem than Joel Embiid's not the problem. They have issues top to bottom on that organization. And I know Sean's listening. We talked about this plenty of times. I'm always going to be about Joel. He's the one. If it came down to it, between him and Ben, who's going to get traded, I always said Ben Simmons would get traded first, because I said that if it wasn't for Giannis in the Eastern Conference, Joel Embiid would be the best big man in the Eastern Conference. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but hindsight's 2020 on that. Hindsight's 2020 on that. We're going to talk. And then as far as the Heat, you know, Sean said something about giving Eric Spoelstra credit, which rightfully so, he should have it. But why is nobody giving credit to Pat Riley, though? Pat Riley should be the one getting all the credit. He the one, because Miami is one of the few teams that survived post LeBron, because everybody knows when LeBron leaves the team, they're not the same after. You saw it with Cleveland, you saw it with Miami for a couple years. But unlike Miami, you know, like a lot of teams, Miami had a player, had a GM that was an actual coach. He knew how to scout. He knew how to, You know what I'm saying? Like market, look at players and say, okay, I want that player for my team to do such and such. Eric Spoelstra should get the credit, but the credit should go to Pat Riley. You know what I'm saying? It should go to him. And yes, Miami was a good team. Yes, they have a lot of good players, but I think with Jimmy Butler coming there, it kind of elevated them to be, like I said, I thought Miami would be a dark horse contender in the East. I said that. I said they could be a team that could surprise a lot of people. Even though I picked Milwaukee to win, to go to the finals, I did say if there was one team that would give Milwaukee trouble, it's Miami, because Miami's the only team that beat them multiple times in the season. Uh, and they had the defense and the weapons to compete with Milwaukee. And so far, they're about 4 minutes away from pretty much making a lot of people look silly. I mean, even without Giannis or even with Giannis, Miami was still playing them good. So I mean, if anybody should get the credit for the way Miami's playing right now, Eric Spoelstra will get some, but you got to get some to Pat Riley. So, yeah, I know Sam. Go ahead, Paul.
I agree 100%, and we got to give both of them their flowers. Like I believe in giving people their flowers while they're here. Eric Spoelstra has been a great coach. I think he's going to go down as a top 10 coach of all time. I think he's that great. Remember he was supposed to be LeBron wanted him fired, and Pat Riley said no. So you got to give these guys, he stuck with the team, and he's going to lead them to the Eastern Conference Finals, a whole different set of players. So I think he's a great coach that he doesn't get his due because people keep on talking about the same Bud, Nick Nurse, and Brad Stevens. People don't talk about what's his name, Eric Spoelstra enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, and Sam, I know. I always, Sam knows me. We talk about the Knicks all the time, and I tell him, y'all got the worst owner in sports, man. James Dolan. I thought Jerry Jones was bad. Nah, James Dolan makes him look pretty competent. So I mean,
Jerry
until
Jones
he's
is a top 10 owner. You need to put respect on his name.
Hey man, you know me. I'm not critical of Jerry Jones some of the time. But I leave that more to my BFF and her husband. They're the Cowboys folks, so you'll hear about it tomorrow on their show. But yeah, James Dolan is, I don't know, man. And it's sad for me because you're playing in probably the second biggest market or the biggest market in all of sports. Like, who wouldn't want to play for New York? You got probably one of the most famous arenas in all of sports, which is Madison Square Garden. That's considered the mecca of all sports. And it's just like you're running into the ground. Like, I mean, I get it, you're still making money and everything, but when's the last time the Knicks fielded a decent team? Like, Sam, help me out here, man. Like, really, you know? So,
Everything else.
what's that?
That's the issue. He values money over everything else. He's
Yeah,
overcharging people at the card, overcharging people with Optimum, you're overcharging people with Cablevision, you know, trying to fill in the arenas with concerts and everything. I think he doesn't value. He kind of reminds me of Donald Sterling in a way. Not that he's racist. I'm not going to say that, but in the terms of him valuing money over improving the team. And a lot of star players look at that and they go, you know what? I don't want to play here. When they
yeah,
got Tisdale to play for the team, they promised Tisdale that they were gonna have the cap space to get a Kevin Durant, to get a Kyrie Irving. They had the money for those guys, and instead they traded KP for looks like a washed up Dennis Smith Jr. And then all of the star players goes, you know what? I don't want to play here. I'm not really feeling the owner.
and ain't this the same guy? Sam, if you out there listening, ain't this the same guy that didn't want to sign Kevin Durant because he had a Achilles injury? Like, he had a chance, and I think Kevin Durant. It came down to Brooklyn and New York, and I think that kind of turned him to go to Brooklyn. And Sam, if you out there, if you could kind of confirm this for me, I'm not sure, but I think that's why. I think they had a chance to sign KD, and they was like, we're not going to sign him because of his injury. And the crazy thing about it is, if he goes to Brooklyn and shows out like I think he is, that's going to be another black eye in New York Knicks folklore. You know, I think even Sam was talking about it, how mad he was because they were supposed to get Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, the number one pick against Zion Williamson, and had like this team, and you know, in typical Nick fashion, it didn't happen that way. You know, so but
Don't
it's a
forget
tight. It's a tight.
LeBron and
Go ahead, Paul.
they
What you say?
LeBron and Wade. You remember the last time they faced each other, LeBron and Wade faced each other. They both was shaking hands at the end of the game, and they were like, "Well, it could have been here. It was either Miami, LA, or New York." And Knicks fans were like, "Oh no."
Right? But that's one thing about New York, man. They got all that, going for them, and it's like they can't put out a good product, you know. So hopefully they will come back because, you know, in a way, basketball kind of needs the Knicks, especially with the way that the Lakers are kind of surging and the Celtics are kind of playing decent. You need you need the Knicks to kind of come back so it can make basketball interesting, you know. So I mean, but as far as I know, uh, they got about a minute and a half, and Miami's up by 4. So it's looking right now they might pull it off a hit. And I said if Miami somehow knocks the Bucks out, I might have to pick them to go to the finals because I don't see nobody. I don't see Boston nor Toronto beating them.
Boston, I think Boston has a chance because we we cannot underestimate what Brad Stevens and that team has done. Kemba Walker has looked like an absolute fit for that team, and
Mm-hmm.
also starting Dice over a Cantor looks like it's gonna work for them. So I'm not gonna underestimate them. I think whoever you know whoever hits their shots are gonna win the game because the 3-point shots for both teams are kind of like a necessity. So
Yeah, I'm
look
real
at
anxious
look
to see that. I'm real anxious to see that Tatum Butler matchup because you know they're gonna be on each other if they play each other. So if Miami wins today and Boston wins tomorrow, that's pretty much your Eastern Conference final right there. And the way that
yeah.
Boston blew out Toronto in the last game, it, I don't see. I see that's gonna be happening. It's gonna be Miami and Boston, and then
I've
I'm gonna have
always
the
said
East.
is over. I never liked Nick Nurse as a coach. He just had Kawhi Leonard. In my opinion, I thought he was overrated and like, a lot overhyped. Dwayne Casey, if you get Dwayne Casey, Kawhi Leonard, he would have won a chip last year. So, I mean, I kind of figured that they were not going to go far as they did last year.
But I will say this: they surprised a lot of people by still winning 53 games. So I mean, I think Nick Nurse is a good coach. You know, it's just because like I said, when a player like that leaves and goes, I mean, look at when LeBron leads a team. The team usually just goes from a championship contender to a lottery bound team. And consider the fact that Miami won, I think, 51 or 52 games. He did a hell of a job, you know. So, but yeah. So Sam, I know. Every time the Knicks have a chance to get somebody, they blow it. So, and then give a shout out to Gordon Dragic too of Miami. He's knocking down like key shots. So it looks like Miami's about to wrap it up. They got like a minute left, and they're up by 7. So it looks like they about to go ahead and send the Bucks out to the pasture and put them out their misery.
Yep.
And then they said Giannis is gonna be on the free agent market, so it's
Where's he
gonna be
going?
interesting
And I
this
think
NBA offseason.
if he wants to win, he has to go to Miami because he's not winning anything in Milwaukee.
You think Miami will try to get him? Cause I heard he might go to
Golden State.
Golden State. Yeah, he might go to Golden State.
That might have to be a sign and trade though, because I know they got a lot of money tied into to Green, Thompson, and what's his name, Wiggins,
Curry.
and that's 4 guys you're paying over 20 million.
Uh huh. So, but they have I mean, he said he wants to stay in Milwaukee, but I'm not sure. So we'll see if he stays in Milwaukee. I mean, more kudos to him. But they probably gonna have to get some more help. I know they got Chris Middleton and all, but they probably gonna need a little bit more. Somebody said it a while ago. That Malcolm Brogdon was the biggest regret picking Eric Bledsoe over him. You know, so I mean, Sam said Giannis might be heading to Toronto. So if he goes to Toronto, that's interesting. That's kind of interesting concept to be going there. I wouldn't mind him having down in Atlanta though, but that's a pipe dream. So, but yeah, it looks like Miami's about to advance. So, LaDon, you ready to split the scroll? You want the head or the tail?
Can I just like the half of the middle,
If
please?
you trade Capella and Collins, do you think they would do a sign and trade for Giannis?
If the opportunity presented itself, I would. I would. I wouldn't mind seeing Giannis with Trey, and you still got DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish. So I mean, we'll still have a decent team. But the question is, would the Hawks pay that much?
No.
I wouldn't mind having Giannis on my team though. If we had the opportunity to get him, I wouldn't mind having him. I mean, him and Trey Young together, that'd be pretty good duo. So, but look like that's about to be over. So we're gonna talk about some breaking news that just happened. I read it in my group. It said Scott Brooks will not be back for Oklahoma City this season. After this season, he's gone. So that's
He
Scott
did.
breaking
Brooks,
news there. They say he's not coming back this season.
finally, never like not a good coach.
Oh wait, let me see. Hold on.
We built different, dog. We built different.
No, no, it's not Scott. It was not Scott Brooks. It was Billy Donovan's not coming back. My bad.
I
Scott
was about
Brooks
to
is the
say
coach.
Billy Donovan was just there for just got that job.
I'm thinking of Scott Brooks. Scott Brooks is the coach of the Wizards. But
Like that 2 years
yeah,
ago.
but Billy.
He was there during 2016 collapse.
Yeah, but I mean, who would they look for? Who would they look for? I mean, you got Tyronn Lue out there. You got Mark Jackson. You got those guys. And but I will say this though, they do have all those picks from the Paul George trade. So I think they'll be all right. The question is, what about CP3? What's gonna happen with him?
Oh, he's staying. He's gonna collect that 40 million.
You think that'll be his last year?
I don't know. If you were Chris Paul and you were set to make $41 million, would you want to leave? You'd stay. I would
Oh
stay.
no, oh
41 million.
no. I mean, if he stays, he stays to get that 40 million. I'm talking about after that season when he gets that last 40 million. You think that's it? You think that he'll be done, or he'll come back and keep playing?
He's still serviceable. He's still serviceable. In my
Yeah.
opinion, I would have voted him as the MVP because no one had OKC even sniffing the playoffs, and he took a team with the most international players, the youngest team, the most rookies, and he took him to the sixth seed or to the fifth seed. So to me, he still got it. He can play another 5 years if he wants to. I don't think he's going to get paid 40 million though, but he's still got it. And I'm pretty sure when you get to that stage of your career, what you're looking for is a chip or setting records. So he's still going to play.
Okay. Okay. Uh, let's see. Oh, I want to ask y'all this. Ask all y'all. Y'all can chime in if y'all want to. How y'all
Hmm.
feel about Steve Nash being the coach of the Nets? You think it's a good move?
Nah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I think you have more experienced coaches. I mean, I heard what Stephen A said. I mean, in a way, you can say it was white privilege. Not really. He was teammates with Marks. He was a consultant with Golden State under Durant. But you have a championship contending team. Why are you hiring a rookie coach who's never with no coaching experience? I thought Mark Jackson would have been a better fit. Tyron Lue. You got Larry Drew. People with experience who've been there and done that. Who's been under the coaching tree of Pop or something. You got a lot more assistant head coaches who have been there that you could have hired with championship level experience. And I didn't like the fact that they set Jack Vaughn up for failure with the team that they sent him in the restart. He succeeded, and then you go, oh yeah, we're going to look at him, we're going to give him a chance, and then you don't. Like that's completely, BS what they did.
Boom, you got anything you want to say about it?
I
But
just heard he
wasn't
got
he?
hired. What is it? White privilege? I don't know.
I can't. that's a little too far to call it white privilege because I mean, me personally, yes, there are other qualified candidates out there, but I mean, owners gonna want what they want, and I think it's for me, it's a good hire to me because I mean, Steve Nash could obviously try to corral this basket case or whatnot. Uh, but I don't think it's white privilege. Do I think they should have had a more experienced coach? But I mean, everybody got to start somewhere. So I don't think it's white privilege. I just think it's it's owners gonna want what they want.
Remember, they didn't win. They didn't win with kids. The last time they hired a rookie point, or all time great at point guard, they didn't win with kids. They made it to the second round, then they traded him. So
Mm-hmm.
if anything, if people are going to go on the route of it's not white privilege, then go on the route of why are you hiring a rookie coach with a championship level contending team?
I could say that. I mean, I could see that. I mean, I guess they was trying to. I know they was trying to get Pop from San Antonio, but I guess that fell through. So I guess they went with the next best choice. So me personally, I think it all depends. It all depends on how Kyrie reacts to it, because he has a track record of being moody and being like clashing with coaches. So you definitely got to see how that happens. But I mean, we'll see. I think it's a good cut for him to try. Uh, all we can do is see. So
Yeah, I don't. I can't say I don't like. I don't hate it, but I don't like it either. It's like I'm in the between. Like I'm not gonna bash it because you never know. He might come out here and just be schooling us next year. He might. I was, and I'm reading why they said people are thinking it might be white privilege, but to be honest, they even came out and said there wasn't that many black coaches available.
There's only one. There's Doc, because they fired McMillan after they gave him a contract extension, which was to me it was just ridiculous. You lose your best player in the playoffs 2 years in a row. You give him a contract extension. You don't improve the team. Then you fire him. I mean, it's ridiculous. I think black coaches are held to a different standard than other coaches, and you know the opportunity is just not there. It's kind of like a sham. If the assistant head coach once you're fired is the best you can do afterwards, unless you're Doc Rivers who's won a ring. So I mean, I'm gonna sit out there and say you had plenty of other black assistant head coaches who could have filled the void. Larry Drew, Mike Brown, Keith Smart. The list goes on and on. I can name about 10 more. Byron Scott. And I'm happy to give Monty Williams a chance in Phoenix. Look at how they played during the restart. So it's just that as you're a black head coach, you're held to a higher standard. Statistics show that you're fired 25% more quicker than a white coach, and you're not given a chance to practice your develop your coaching style, your coaching technique. You're given a trash franchise like David Fisdale. They gave David Fisdale a trash team in New York, promised him Kyrie and KD. He got Julius Randle and Dennis Smith Jr. Then fired him after 20 games. I mean, and the best he's going to do for the next 15 years is assistant head coach. I mean, it's ridiculous. But you know what? I'm not gonna say it's white privilege. I'm just gonna try and be positive and say, he was teammates with Sean Marks, the GM, and he was a consultant under Golden State with Kevin Durant. So maybe the connection is why they hired him. And maybe you need a great point guard to teach Kyrie how to be a great point guard. So I'm gonna stick with that.
That's what I'm thinking. I was thinking that too. Like maybe, they're seeing it from different perspective.
and he just won, so they are on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this hot sauce on this crow real quick. So, but yeah, they're in the finals. So I mean, I said if they beat the Bucks, I got them going all the way to the finals. So we'll see. But that's
I
pretty.
still got faith in the Celtics. I'm still there.
Yeah. But I will say that Jimmy Butler has definitely earned my respect. He's not
Mhm.
there yet, but the way he's going right now, he'll become a household name real soon.
I
And
agree.
like I said, shout out to Pat Riley. I know Eric Spoelstra is doing a hell of a job coaching, but shout out to Pat Riley for keeping the organization afloat even after LeBron left and Dwayne Wade retired. So I mean,
Mhm.
speaking of LeBron, that's about to take. Do we even have to talk about this series, or we could just move on to the next topic? Because
I'm
I'm
just saying it
actually,
is tied. It is tied 1-1. So
that's what I was gonna say. I'm
oh,
like, I'm actually surprised that they won game one, Houston
yeah,
Rockets. I thought the Lakers
I'm
would have blown them out,
yeah,
but
not surprised though. We got to give. I think the Lakers take a bit of a time to adjust to a new team that they're playing. So they weren't prepared against the who did they lose to the Portland? They weren't prepared versus them. They
mm-hmm,
probably took them lightly, and they did the same thing to the Rockets. And for the Rockets to win, they need Russell Westbrook, the superstar Russell Westbrook, to come back. The one that dominated from January till the NBA, was canceled in March. That Russell Westbrook I'm not seeing. I'm seeing someone that's settling for jump shots, someone who's still injured, which he has always done, but that is affecting the team. Because if you look at the Lakers defense now, they're basically sticking to the 3-point shooters and saying, Westbrook, I dare you to shoot. And if
mm-hmm.
he misses shots, because he's shooting 28% since he's come back, they're not going to win. They're going to lose in about six.
oh,
You know,
okay.
and now the house is out for the game. So
looks like we have another caller, and I really don't want this guy on the phone.
Oh,
I really
oh.
let me let me go ahead and mute this line. What you want? Why are you calling? Why are you calling to interrupt our
I'm
show?
not here for you. I'm here for your lady. Okay, it's her birthday, so fuck you, boo.
You you have her number. Text her. You have her number. Text her. Don't be calling up in the
Bum,
show,
bum,
interrupting
bum, bum, bum,
our show for a birthday shout out.
bum, 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 bum.
Yes, Sam. Yes, Sam. That's Mad Mike, Sam. That is Mad Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mad Mike on the line. What you got?
That is.
Hey man, look, I'm gonna say this about Russell Westbrook, and I gotta say this about Russell Westbrook. He'll never win anything. All right, that it was just a bad marriage from the very beginning to bring him in. It was the absolute worst thing that they could have done because you got not only James Harden with the same mentality, but you have a guy with that same mentality as James Harden, but he can't shoot like James Harden. And on top of that, even add to that, you have a coach that doesn't believe in ball movement. All he cares about is points. He doesn't care about ball movement. That team needs ball movement. The reason why they almost beat Golden State is because of ball movement and they were shooting the three. Westbrook has never been able to shoot the three consistently. So why would
No,
you
he
put
just
a
he
guy who?
just hit one.
I mean, he can hit one, but he don't hit.
I'm just, I'm just
He
saying.
said consistent. He did just say
You're right,
consistent. He did say consistent. That wasn't a travel. He just turned it over. That's typical.
man. Look, can they have? Can I need Anthony Davis start playing like a big man though, because he needs to stop taking all the damn jump shots. I know that much.
Man, see, and that's the reason why, like, I'm just gonna be honest, man. Like, they end up playing the Clippers, the Lakers might end up getting swept, man. I'm just gonna be real because of that. They gonna get swept. They gonna get swept. Oh, like we already know, Mister. I'm trying to be nice. I'm just trying to be nice. Mr. James, okay? We all know Mr. James. He don't care about offense. Like, how the fuck you gonna have 0 points in the fucking fourth quarter and you can fucking go? How the hell you throw 0 points in the damn fourth quarter? Zero. 0 points. And you talking about you gonna go? So go to what? Go to zero? Go for the fourth, like the first 3 quarters?
Man.
That's inexcusable. That is inexcusable for a Hall of Famer to have zero. I don't want to hear a damn thing. That's inexcusable for a damn Hall of Famer to have 0 points in a playoff game. That is fuck. You would never see Scottie Pippen have 3 foot, no, like 0 points in a whole fucking fourth quarter. I'm talking about Scottie Pippen. Why I bring up Scottie Pippen? Because Scottie Pippen is essentially LeBron James. Scottie Pippen, at least he scored 2 points in the fourth quarter.
Oh.
I just find games where Scottie Pippen went right now. I'm gonna find games.
And he's off, ladies and gentlemen.
Look, Scottie Pippen was a down point forward. That's what I'm saying. Look, we're talking about Scottie Pippen without Michael Jordan. Scottie Pippen with Michael Jordan. Without him. So you moved in the he was down there. He played MVP. Look, that's my favorite player, so I can break your ass down when it comes down to Pippen. We're talking about MVP without. We're talking about Scottie Pippen without Michael Jordan. Go back to that next game. Go back to the next series. Go back. Look at the numbers. Scottie Pippen easy.
How you come on the show, Hostile?
Are you not going to give the Houston Rockets the best defensive team to restart any credit for locking up LeBron? Are you not going to give Mike D'Antoni credit? Absolutely not. I'm never going to give hell no. Why? Why would I give him any credit? You're LeBron James. Get your ass to the free throw line. That's no excuse for a guy that damn big to have 0 points. I don't want to hear that shit. LeBron James. How the hell you don't even have a fucking free throw in the fourth quarter?
Oh my God.
You're LeBron James. 0 points in the fourth quarter. 0. Not even a damn 0.
Oh man. Oh.
I can't get to the damn free throw line. I think no. I'm trying to that's Scottie Pippen. It ain't nothing you can do to justify a Hall of Famer like LeBron James, who people say is a top 5 player of all time, to have 0 points. I can guarantee you that damn Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, damn Magic Johnson have never not scored a point, a single point in the fourth quarter. Kobe Bryant, Game 7 against the Phoenix Suns when he quit on his team. He didn't score a point in the fourth quarter. When he was up 3-1 in the series against the Phoenix Suns, and he was so upset at the coach that he decided not to take any shots. He quit on his team. He decided not to take a free. He decided not to do that. As a point, you can't move the goalpost. Trying to win the game. You can't kill the whole argument. You can't kill the whole argument when you killed the entire argument by saying he was making a point not to score the ball. You can't make it wrong. But don't try to tell me there's no excuse for a guy with a small dominant player to not have a damn point in a damn playoff. Ain't no way you can justify that. I give credit to the Rockets for the way they play defense. They play good defense. But you can't tell me LeBron James can't get to the free throw line. I don't give a damn what nobody says. Even if he did get to the line, I'm not confident he's going to make both of them. So I just give credit to the Rockets. As a point forward, I understand what he was trying to do. No, that's LeBron James, dog. I'm sorry.
Well, I will say this. I'm just gonna put that out there. Kawhi Leonard scored 0 points in the fourth quarter too.
Great player. There's no excuse for him not to have a free throw.
You're right.
He's too talented of a player. He's too talented of a player to not have a free throw. I'm so sorry. I'm not saying that your point isn't valid, that they didn't play good defense, but he is LeBron freaking James. One of the greatest scorers of all time, one of the most talented players of all time. You telling me that this guy didn't have a free throw? Bro, I lost all respect when I saw that. I didn't have a lot of respect for him.
I was about to say, I was like, where would you respect that day? You never respected LeBron. You talk about I respect him. I'm like, where? I was like, where did he respect LeBron? I'm looking back at my notes and stuff, trying to see. I'm like, he never, no, he never respected LeBron. So I knew that.
Put in LeBron's unfair standard. Don't remember. Statistically, he's a to a high standard. Exactly. I do. Playoff history. Statistically, he has the most game-winning buzzer beaters in playoff history. Statistically, he's the most clutch player in NBA history in the playoffs. Don't do that. Don't embarrass yourself like that. Don't embarrass yourself like that. When you played since you was 18, of course you shouldn't be able.
Man, we go all night with this one, man. But
crazy.
Well, all I need is for the Lakers. All I need is for the Lakers to win, so I can get my money. That's it. That's all I want them to do. I just want them to win it all, so I can get my money. Cause I got trips. I got trips to take next year, so I need to get paid.
I'm not confident in anything that Houston does. Like I said, I think they will give them a run for their money. But like for Russell Westbrook, man, he's a ticking time bomb. He's a ticking time bomb. He's gonna do some dumb shit. You're underestimating this. Ever since they went to micro ball, they've been very, very good. Like they traded Capella because they have Russell Westbrook as the center sometimes.
Well, if what's the name play to his height, if he played to his height, this wouldn't even be no series. And that's been my biggest gripe with this. Anthony Davis plays like he's a shooting guard, dude. Nobody can guard you down low. Nobody. If they were doing all that, it wouldn't even be a series. He out there shooting threes like he Larry Bird and shit. I'm like, come on, dog.
When Russell Westbrook was averaging 30, January, February, March, he wasn't saying anything. But now he's coming back from a quad injury, he's struggling. Now you saying it's his fault?
No, it's not his fault, but
it's not his fault. Like, I don't like his brand of basketball. It's just me. I just call him Michael Westbrook. That's what he is. So he don't give a damn about nobody on that team unless he gets his own.
But I will say this. I will say this about Russell Westbrook though. That man got heart though. He'll play. So that's all I can say. But I don't see the beat. I don't see
Thunder. Billy Donovan is out as a Thunder head coach.
Yeah, we already talked about that. Yeah. Where were you? Yeah.
So, but I like Westbrook, I guess, but he's probably one of the most polarizing players. This is what I don't get. Why is Anthony Davis doing fadeaways though? Like, come on, bro.
How is he getting out rebounded by somebody way shorter than him?
I don't know. That's why I said I'm so frustrated with Anthony Davis. One minute he plays like a top 5 player, the other time he plays like he's straight garbage, man. Like, come on.
I think Russell Westbrook named for failures in the playoffs because he was the leader. Like, don't forget when he was playing the Utah Jazz pandemic team and Carmelo Anthony dropped 7 times in the nation game. Yeah. And people put the blame on Westbrook. Don't forget game 6, 5, 6, and 7 against the Golden State Warriors 2016. Kevin Durant shot 30%. And people put the blame on Russell Westbrook. You know, you got to remember, Russell Westbrook gets a triple. Teams win 80% of his game. So that's not a me. That is a. Let me tell you why. That's not a you know? I've seen Russell get a facial contusion and come back in one game. A same injury that Mike Conley got and then also took 6 weeks to recover from. So this is a guy who's the best competitor in the NBA right now. You know? So people are harsh on him. People are harsh on him, but everywhere he goes, he wins. He changed his style of to fit Houston.
What?
You know what I mean? He's beating Morgan, and people are still blaming him. It's all about him. I tell Dre this all the time. That's all about chemistry. Russell's always going to get hit, but it's not all about him. See, the reason why KD had like 10 for 30 or something, like 10 for 30 or something crazy, you know, like that. And he was totally out of sync. He got scores like KD have to be in a rhythm. It's all about rhythm. Like even with Steph Curry, it's all about rhythm. Clay Thompson, it's all about rhythm. It's all about rhythm about scores and shooting. Those are
This is
pure
the
shooters.
rhythm of
If
the
they're not
night.
in a shooting rhythm,
Oh, no.
then it takes
Oh,
away from the entire game. And Russell Westbrook been a point guard, which he is. He's supposed to pick his spot. And that's the thing with Russell Westbrook. He doesn't pick his spot. He takes horrible shots that take
who is
all
popping
everybody else
the
around him
knuckles?
out of that zone. Out of that zone. That's all about rhythm. That's no win to keep. And this
You
is
heard
what
that?
I always say. Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant was the
My
greatest
bad.
take over wins to take over games. It's all about cooking. It's all about kicking. Kobe Bryant, then rest in peace to Kobe. I hate to find out. But let's talk about I know where you're going with. Kobe Bryant was all about he had to. He had to. Did you see what Kobe had after Kevin Durant left? We can't be moving the goalposts. Bro, that's not moving the goalposts. Kobe knows
So,
when to take his
just
shot.
gonna drink this water.
Kobe knows when to take his shot. He's playing with shot. He knows when to take his shot. Russell Westbrook does not know when. He's playing with a Hall of Famer himself. He's playing with a Hall of Famer with himself. He's playing with James Harden, and it's the same thing is still happening with him. So obviously he hasn't learned anything. So you don't give Russell Westbrook credit for Paul George having his best season, and you don't give what's his name credit. Like if you're running because Russell Westbrook, his game has never changed. His game has never changed. He is who he is. I don't agree. It's just like Allen Iverson. It's just like Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson's game is never going to change. So when how you come back next to guys, a lot of defense.
I made sure you didn't hear it.
I heard it.
That's why I went over there. All we can do is look, fellas. I know all we can do is agree to disagree. So
Because
I
you
mean,
see what I put.
yeah, that's why. That's why. And then Donna's getting annoyed because I'm cracking my knuckles over here. So
No, I'm not annoyed. I was like, what is the noise? Like,
it was cracking my knuckles. But anyway, we gonna move on to this next series. We're gonna
next
talk about.
series, because
We,
I definitely posted our show has been hijacked by Paul and
it might. I let them go at it. It was good. It's officially been, but it's all good though. But it's good debate like that.
Oh,
But we're gonna move on to this next series. The Clippers and the Nuggets. I'm surprised that can we say is it safe to say that playoff P is back, or that's just an illusion? Is he really back, or is that just gonna be one game he's actually gonna be good in? Cause we
Kevin,
all know about cause we all know about Kawhi and his middle finger block, aka Mike's twin. You know they look alike. So
Oh my God.
do we have to? I mean, what's the key to the Clippers actually win? I think if Paul George plays the way he's been playing, the Clippers are gonna be all right.
I,
They're gonna be all right, and then they're gonna set up an all LA series because that's what the NBA wants. They want LA versus LA.
I agree. I think they'll be fine if he plays. If he plays, if he shows up, they'll be straight. But if not, Denver is hungry. Don't
Yeah,
sleep on them.
and the Joker man, because Murray had a tough shooting game, but the Joker man, he's playing like he's been consistent this whole time, and you gotta give props to Michael Porter Jr. coming off a back injury. He out there balling too. So I mean, they could make it.
Mizzou.
They could make it a series, but I still got the Clippers going. It's gonna be an all LA Western Conference final.
If Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell don't get their act together, that's going to be a short series.
Yeah, they didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, Limber Pepper Lou hit a couple key shots last night, but yeah. And then Harrell was having a tough time guarding the Joker. So I mean, I still got the Clippers winning, but it'll be a 6 or 7 game series though. So,
What was that?
You got
but
to
I ain't
talking
got.
about Atlanta, man. When Lou Williams went to Atlanta, and it looked like the Monsters took all his energy from him. He not the same Lou Williams I saw last year or this year in the regular season.
Well, first of all, you're not gonna blame Atlanta on the fact he can't shoot. because you basically disrespected the African American Culture Center that's known as Magic City, and
Exactly.
is
That
limber
is
and
totally
is lim-
disrespectful.
and that's very disrespectful.
Very
And
disrespectful.
that's the second time you took a shot at my state, so I might have to give skibbity paps there, Paul. First you talk about my team, then you talk about one of my favorite establishments. I'm gonna have to come holler at you, man. But now, I mean, I think Denver will make it a series, but if the Clippers could play like they did last night with the defense and Kawhi, Kawhi's gonna do his thing. If Paul George could at least, play like he did last night, I think it'll be. I still say it goes 6 or 7 games, but the Clippers gonna come out on top though, and then they'll set up the LeBron versus Kawhi debate once again.
Did we already discuss that
I,
Levon Miller was out? They're now saying he will be out for the end of the year.
Yep.
Yeah,
A
Boom put it
tendon,
out.
a tendon injury.
Yep.
Achilles, his Achilles.
Yeah,
yeah.
that sucks.
Yeah,
I'm a little sad still. Sorry.
yeah. The pass rusher from Denver, he out for the season. He out for the season.
Well, I'm glad I
Oh,
was here to update Mike.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
they said it's Achilles. They said attended, but I'm sure it's his Achilles. Cause when they said non-freak injury, the non-contact injury, I was like, yeah, he's done. He blew something.
Wow. I didn't know it was that.
Yep. So, and you playing in the same division as Patrick Mahomes? Yeah. Good luck with that one, buddy. With no pass rush. So, but
Yeah.
that's it about. I ain't got nothing else to talk about NBA wise. I mean, I let Mike and Paul pretty much talk about that, so I let them have that one. So unless there's anything else, I mean, we can go on if that's the end.
That is all I got. So you know
So
what that means.
I
Time
can
for
hang up my mic.
Mike ready to go. I
Time.
don't know. I don't even think he's still there. Mike, you still there?
Oh, he's still there.
Oh, oh, okay. But yeah, I'm good. So, parting shot. Who wants to go
It's
first?
parting shots. Who wants to go first? Who wants to go first?
Come on,
Boom, you
dog.
want?
Well,
um, I'll just go. I ain't really got nothing to say.
what the hell? He's part of the show.
I just got,
That's
I just got something to say.
Oh, I was
Well,
like, Mike don't have nothing to say. What kind of shit is this?
Right, right, right.
my goodness.
I do have something to say.
Well, you got 10 seconds.
I do got something to say, man.
Yeah, we got 10 seconds. We have 12 minutes left for the show.
I'm getting it. Stop interrupting me, rude boy.
7 seconds.
Look, I got this to say. When I make a post about 45, all right, when I make a post about 45, and I'm not asking a question, don't bring your ass on my post defending him in any type of way. Okay, that's the quickest way for me to cyber bitch slap you. Okay, you just mark your own death by trying to defend 45 in any type of way, especially when I'm not asking for. I'm not asking for anything. I didn't ask you a question. I didn't ask you for your opinion. I did not do anything. All right? Stay away from my post when I'm talking about 45, okay? That's
What post
my thing. And if I'm going to invite anyone to come in and speak and ask a question, I'm getting stuff off my mind. You know what Facebook says? What's on your mind, okay? I didn't ask what's on y'all mind. Facebook asked me what's on my mind, okay? That's what's on my mind, okay? So when it comes to 45, there you go. Stay away from my phone, okay? Please just do that. Some people just don't know when to mind their motherfucking business. Learn how to mind your goddamn business. Stay out of mine, okay? I don't want to hear it. And I'm just tired. I'm tired of politics. I'm tired of politics. I'm tired of looking at his face. I'm tired of looking at his duck lips. I'm tired of looking at that ugly ass ass. I'm tired of looking at his stupid Facebook.
You making yourself mad.
He just damn go away, okay? Just go the fuck away. All right, and like I said, like we're talking about politics, but some people, but I'm not going to say what I really want to say, but y'all know who y'all are. There's only a certain demographic of people that always come and defend this fucking jackass when he doesn't need to be defended. This is the worst human being I've ever seen in my life. I think he's worse than Hitler. Okay? I think he's worse than freaking Hitler. Alright? And I know I probably get some heat for saying that, but I can't stand this dude and I can't stand anyone that tries to even hint that this guy is a good person. He's a piece of crap. And that's all I got to say about that, man.
All right, thank you for your time.
Man. Well, that's Mad Mike. If y'all don't know who that is Mad Mike. My brother
he
from
wasn't
another mother.
he wasn't hostile at all.
All right, Pablo.
Absolutely not.
Wow. I mean, it's hard to follow that up. What I'm going to say is don't forget to vote. I think registering to vote and voting is very important, not just presidential elections, your local elections. If you know what you believe in and what your family believes in, try to find a candidate that's suitable. You know, don't just vote along party lines. Vote for the best person, the best candidate, and eventually, you know, a lot of the things that we're seeing wrong is because candidates are not looking out for the citizens' best interest. So vote for candidates that look for your community's best interest, looking out for you, and you know, that's all I gotta say.
Anthony, we don't know either.
We
We
don't
don't know what's
know.
wrong
We
with Matt.
don't
We don't
know.
know. We don't know what's wrong with him.
We
We
don't
don't.
know.
We don't know what's wrong with him.
We don't
We don't know what's
know.
wrong with him.
He made himself mad.
I know. He worked himself up in the freezy. I was just like, that's why I just let him go, man. I was like, man, going off. I think he was cutting a promo for wrestling or something. I don't know. But yeah, but go ahead. You want to go LD or?
I
Well,
got
no.
it.
You know what? You know what?
I know. I'll go. I'll
I'll.
go. I'll go because
Okay.
mine's
I was.
simple. Mine's
I
simple
was.
because it kind
Okay.
of feeds off of what Mac
Well,
Mike.
Michael.
It's not feeding off of Matt Mike, but it's Mike knows probably where I'm going with this.
Okay.
So if me, Maggie, or Nikki are commenting on somebody's post, especially Mike or sports related post, that's fine that you come in and you send us a friend request. I more likely will probably ignore it majority of the time because that's what I do if, you know, Mike tells me no. But if I accept your friend request and then 30 seconds later you come in to my inbox telling me you want me to check out your show, how about let the friend request be newer, be longer than 30 seconds old, then I accepted it. And then 20 seconds later, you're in my inbox. Like, it was creepy. How creepy that was. I'm telling you right now, it was creepy as hell. Do not do that, men. Just like women, hey, that's y'all nephew and son.
He just
And
having a good old
so,
time.
having a great old time, right?
Mm.
But for one, men, women, we don't like you in our inbox that quickly. We just accepted it. 20 seconds later, you're in my inbox. It's a little stalkerish. It's really close to being stalkerish. Um, I didn't take nothing of it because the kid was just he only has like 5 videos up on his YouTube channel. You know, he is trying to build it, and I get that. But you're not the first person that's done it, and you're not going to be the last person that's done it, especially to the single women, that are out there. You're not going to be the first or last. But Mike, your friends are crazy. Because it's always them. I'm at my Falcons quota. No offense to nobody. If you ain't on my friends list, then Dre, if you go on my friends list, I got more Falcons friends on my friends list. than I do Cowboys fans. It's
Hey
because
man,
of
what
you
you
and Mike, and it's
Mike
because of
Mike
you
and
and
Maggie
Mike.
got Mike and Maggie got bigger followers than me. I only got a few. That's them two.
It's mainly Mike. It's
Yeah,
basically
it's them
Mike.
two.
It's now
Yeah.
because I just added. I'm not saying I didn't just add Maggie. Me and Maggie have been friends for a while, but me and Maggie's interaction has went up. It's always Mike.
Why is it always Mad Mike's friend? Because you got a bunch of
Because it's
friends,
it's
bro.
because it's
It's
always
always
them.
you.
When you look at the common friends, it's always says Mad Mike or Papa Falcon. The same.
Yes. Yes. They be coming over there. I'll be like sending me friend requests, and then they'll jump in my inbox. Why you ain't accept my friend request? I don't know you like that, bro. We could
So
interact. We can interact on the post, but don't be. Nah, I
it's
don't know
not
you
just
like
us,
that.
Maggie. It's not just us. And thank you, Robert. Thank you. And that was the other thing. I just wanted to thank everybody for coming on and um thanking me, wishing me all the happy birthdays. Thank you, and thank you so much.
Correction, Robert. It's Mrs. Ladonna Gomez.
He's not petty at all.
No.
Go, Mr. Samani.
I got nothing to say
Oh, you can just.
except for if someone wants to be alone, let them be alone. Let them be alone. Business thoughts don't bother them. What?
That makes it makes sense. Uh,
That's it. That's all I got.
what? That's all. AC. That's all you got. It
No,
said.
but look, no, but look what
Because he's serious. He said, "Hey, if you don't want, if nobody look, if they want to be left by themselves, leave them."
all by myself. Go
Yes.
ahead, Dre.
Uh, Mine's is gonna be brief. One
Oh,
on
hold
Thursday.
on. Before you go.
Go ahead.
T, just because it's a birthday doesn't mean she's single.
And on that note, and on that note, Boom say shut it down. He say shut it down. Grand opening, grand closing. Grand opening, grand closing.
Birthday.
Bruh.
And she didn't, and that's not what she was talking about. She said, "Give two sentences, like say something." That's what she
No, she said, boom, it's her birthday.
Give two
said.
sentences.
I know, I'm her husband. She let me know since September 1st that her birthday.
Whew. It seems like it's getting all passed around and everything, man. I'm gonna try to be. Can I go?
See, he's on one. See, I'm not the only one. Okay, go.
All right. Number one, I'm glad that football is back. Thursday's the first game between Houston and Kansas City. I'm glad football's back because we need distraction because Corona's been kicking our ass this pretty much this whole year. So we need some kind of uh, a distraction of such to kind of get our minds off of it. And two, uh, I took a trip out to Cali this past weekend, to hang out with some folks and kind of get my mind right mentally. I'm telling you right now, if you get a chance to travel a lot. I plan on trying to go somewhere at least once a month. We'll be down there at the end of the month to see nephew for his birthday and my BFF and her husband. I'll be down there for a couple days. Uh,
What was
yeah,
that?
like,
That's what Therese gonna do.
Oh yeah, you
oh,
really.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So I gotta wait a little longer but speaking of football, I gotta wait a little longer because the Falcons play on Sunday. But take a trip somewhere, get you some culture in. LA is such a dope city to me, but it's very expensive. So I was a full blown tourist. So shout out to my homegirl for inviting me for her birthday, and then I seen everybody else. The whole crew was there. It was laughter. It was good times. It was reminiscing. It kind of made me forget about what's going on around me in this country and stuff like that. And it really helps with your mental when you travel as well. So if you have a chance to, follow the rules, get a mask, hand sanitizer, all that stuff. But if you have a chance to travel, go somewhere, do it. Just be safe out there. And my final parting shot is this is more catered to. I hate to have this speech because I feel like I don't need to have it. But black men, young black men, listen, hold it up, listen, come in a little bit closer. Y'all need to make better choices. Please make better choices, especially when you work so hard to get where you're at, where you can take care of your family and take care of yourself and be that contributor to a lifestyle, and then you turn around and throw it away over some BS. And it hurts my heart very much because this player used to go to Georgia. I thought he was a very good cornerback coming out of Georgia, and then he gets to New York. He signs a multi-million-dollar deal. He didn't really have a good rookie year with New York, but I mean, he still was going to get paid regardless. And then you go around. I'm talking about DeAndre Baker, by the way, if anybody wanted to know. Then you turn around and you go. First of all, you make 15, $20 million. What are you doing committing armed robbery when you make millions and millions of dollars? Saying you gotta make, especially, and then they quick to throw black men in jail. You just making it easy for them. And then on top of that, not only that, you lost your job. You got cut. You went from being a multimillionaire to inmate number 67-8, whatever your number is.
Hey, Joseph Randall did it here. The
Yeah,
running back, yeah, he did it here.
yeah. Wasn't that the one that stole underwear?
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, black men, I implore you, because they already look. You already got two strikes being here. You're black and you're in America, and you're a man. Well, you're black and you're a man. That's two strikes already. You gonna give him another chance to give you one more? Now they talk about he might face life in prison because it's not one, not two, but 4 counts of armed robbery. So that's life, pretty much. If he's convicted, I hope he's not. I hope he beats the system. But if he doesn't, that's a lesson learned. So I mean, young men, young black, especially young black men, listen. Don't do anything, especially if you're in a position to make a difference for your family. Don't put yourself in a position doing that. Because you can lose it, like I said, you can lose it all doing something stupid. Just like the kid that was in college who murdered his best friend, and then he went back, started practicing like it was nothing. Then they found out and they cut him. Like, gotta make better choices, man. I know if I'm in a position to make 50, $60 million, I'm gonna be. Only thing you gonna find me in is the strip clubs. That's it. That's all. I ain't gonna be out here trying to rob nobody or shoot nobody.
And me
No.
there, pushing away. Get away, get away,
Yeah,
get
yeah.
away.
As long as they bring the lemon pepper special, I'm good.
Hey, we good.
We good. We good. But yeah, that's my part of shot. Young black men in general, make better choices, cause they already looking for a reason to jam y'all up. So I mean, come on. So, but that's all I gotta say. So I'm good. That's my part of shot.
Well, I would like to thank everybody for listening, and I would like to thank. Well, do I really have to thank Mad Mike for calling in, or just Paul? We'll
Thank
thank
Matt.
Paul. We'll thank Paul for calling in. No, we'll thank Mike for calling in because I do like the good. I like a good debate.
And
And
he's always gonna bring it because he bringing his Mad Mike way.
yeah, he brought it, and I'm glad Paul did not fold because we have seen a lot of people fold under the Mad Mike
Pressure.
grr, the grr moment, and so I applaud you for standing your ground.
Pretty much, man. Yeah, pretty much. So
So it's something we ain't see before. You see the same thing with LeBron versus Jordan debate, even worse. So we been there, seen
yeah, yeah. I stopped doing the Michael and LeBron debate a long time ago. A long time ago. I just appreciate greatness now. I mean, I used to be a LeBron hater, but I kind of slowly kind of warmed up to him a little bit. Maybe because I'm getting older. So who knows?
Okay, I got a little crying kid, so that means it's yeah, it's go time for me.
Yeah, I'm about to make these tacos. So, cause
So
Taco Tuesday.
yes, and I'm finishing eating dinner. Catch us tomorrow night. You will find us on the Chain Reaction YouTube channel. You'll find us on Facebook. We are going to be on at 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. The Cowboys is going to be a Cowboy show. I got a lot of things to say. I know my husband got a lot of things to say, but catch us on tomorrow night. Um, and then I will see y'all after a long weekend of football. There's going to be college football. There's going to be NFL and more NFL. I'm excited. So y'all, go ahead. What am I
No,
missing?
nothing.
Go ahead.
I'll talk about it after the fact. I'll talk about it off the show when we get off.
Okay, but
It'll be real quick.
other than that, everybody have a great, beautiful night, and we will see y'all next week.
Right. Word.
Peace.
Out of there.